What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your host, Dad Bod, back into Bloodborne. So, in the last episode, we made our way through most of the Forbidden Woods. We still have a little bit left before we reach another boss encounter. So that is what we're going to be up to this time. We're going to finish off this area, hopefully beat the boss in one try, and then move on to the next area. Lots in store here, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying the ride thus far. All right. So, here we are back in the Forbidden Woods, and if you recall, we unlocked this handy-dandy shortcut right here. So, we are going to head back to where we were before, which, believe it or not, isn't actually that far away from this lamp where we first started in the area. So we're going to go through here, drop down, make our way... Oh! Yeah. That was close. And then make our way over to this elevator that we just unlocked in our last adventure. So we will head down. And here we are, right where we left off. I'm not going to bother with this guy either. I really don't like those guys. Okay, so we're back in Pigland. Yeah, there he is. I'm just gonna fight him straight up. No need to be all sneaky about it. I can get behind him and... Oh, I didn't even need the visceral attack. We're that strong now. We might just be a little bit OP, but there's nothing wrong with that. This is just a way back up to where we were before. I don't think there's any loot around here that we may have missed. Yeah, I think we're just gonna head right back down to where we just were. Just wanted to make sure that there wasn't something that we were missing. So we're gonna go straight here, and in this area, let's see. There's something underneath the tree roots there, and there's some more of these little enemies that we saw earlier in the level. But handle them much the same way. They're not really too much of a threat. There we go. Not bad. And Dissipating Lake, another rune for us. Let's see what this one does. Bolt damage reduction, plus 5%. And we'll take care of these guys. And there's actually another pig just a little bit further down the way here. Yeah, there he is. You can kind of see him at the top of the screen right there. I'm going to take him on just kind of normally. No need to really worry about this guy. Yeah, we can handle these pretty easily now. And they still do give us a pretty decent amount of blood bottles, or blood echoes rather. Alright, let's get this thing. Make sure we didn't miss anything going up this way. I don't believe we did. Alright, we can go up here as well. Just make sure there's no items up here. And if you do want to sneak up on the pig, this is the way to do it. You can kind of get behind him that way. Alright. Sharp blood gemstone. And so there is where we're going to fight the boss. You can see that the fog gate's already on covering the exit. So we're pretty much right there. There's just a couple things we're going to have to do first. And it's not going to take us very long, so we'll be there before you know it. So that's the way to the boss. First, we're going to go up here. There's some other loot up here that we're going to want to make sure we get. So here's that iron gate. Remember, we looked at it from above, and I just told you it's not going to open. The reason it doesn't is because it opens from this side. So if you try to get from the other side, it's not going to open for you. We got a snake guy patrolling here. Ooh. Oh, he got the slow poison on us. Do we have our antidotes equipped? We do not. So... Alright, there we go. Clockwise Metamorphosis. Another max HP rune. This one is kind of the lighter, less potent version of the one we already have. But one thing about the runes is they do stack. So if you equip 3 of the same kind, if you equip the plus 5%, the plus 10%, etc., they do stack. So this is where you'd have to drop down if you came from the other direction and ran into the locked gate. So fortunately, we don't have to worry about that since we do have the gate unlocked now. It does kind of function as a shortcut if you spawn from a different point and you don't want to go across the whole level. You can now drop down from that cliff and then go straight to the gate. I prefer to go the way that we came anyway. Alright, I think that's it. We're going to go on and take on this boss. For this one, I actually prefer to use bolt paper. I think the boss is weaker to bolt paper. And when I say boss, it's actually 3 of them that we're going to fight. This is a 3 versus 1 fight. It did give me a lot of trouble in my first playthrough, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not so bad. Here we go. Shadow of Yharnam. So it's a 3 versus 1. They each have different attacks, different weapons. This guy shoots from afar. Really, one of the things you want to be aware of is to try to use the environment to your advantage as best you can. This giant tombstone in the middle kind of helps. So for these guys with the swords, whoops, I'm not being careful enough here. These guys with the swords, I actually do prefer to do kind of the parry visceral attack routine with them. You'll see their attacks, I mean, are generally short range. This guy has the long range attack with being able to shoot the fireballs at you. Now, once you get them down to a certain level of HP collectively, they do transform and their movesets change. So that's something to be aware of as well. And so you'll kind of just see they have typical sword attack. That guy can blow fire at you with his candle. And then, of course, you have this guy. You can kill them in any order that you want. Some people like to go for the projectile guy first just because he can be kind of annoying to deal with. I tend to go for the guys with the swords just because they're very easily parryable. So, all that being said, let's go and engage the fight. Throw my bolt paper on. And see, now I can lure these guys back behind here and use this tombstone sort of as a buffer. Come on. Nope, doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. So you see with that bolt paper equip, we're doing some pretty solid damage. We did take some hits there. Whoop. Healed up. So this is not an easy fight, but as long as you kind of know the approach, you can you'll be just fine. There we go. Yeah, parry spam is the way to go with these guys, cheap as it may be. And I do, after getting hit, I do like to rush in and then get some more clean hits off of them while they're kind of recovering from the visceral attack. You see they have transformed now. You'll see this guy's sword is on fire, and he can he has a long range attack with it now. He can has like almost an uppercut attack, but his sword somehow extends. So let's throw some more bolt paper on, and really it's a similar strat. Get behind the tombstone, and we're gonna try to parry his attacks here as best we can. All right, come on. See, yeah, I can do kind of like a rain from above attack now. Oh gosh, we're low on health. Might be best just to take on this guy now. I don't know. We'll see. Up. Come on. He is annoying me though with his range. So I'm gonna take him on next. And then I'll take the third guy with the sword last. Re-equip our bolt paper. Alright, he's gone. Okay, so now we can focus on this guy. And, yep, once you get to this last one, they do this snake summon attack, and the snakes, oh, they do horrific damage. Yeah, I don't like this snake attack. Alright, they're gone. So yeah, it's a matter of trying to solo them, get them one at a time as best as you possibly can. You know, just try to not let them gang up on you, because if they do, it's probably not going to end up very well for you. Okay, I believe we got a new rune from that. It's the Blood Rapture. I forget what it was. But in any case, that's the Shadows of Yharnam. It's not too bad, and it unlocks the next area for us. So, let us proceed. We're not going to... no, we're not going to warp back here. There's another lamp right ahead that we'll warp back at and level up with. So beware, there is an enemy lurking around the corner here, and it's one we haven't seen before. Aha, this guy. So if that jump attack he tries to land on your head, if he successfully lands on your head, he's going to cause frenzy buildup. And you can see he can chain his attacks, and then he tried to jump on us right there. Generally, the way that I deal with them, I find the most effective way is just to do a charge thrust attack right when you see them, and if not one shot them, you'll get them in a couple shots. All right, some Madman's Knowledge right there. And we have arrived at Byrgenwerth. So that's it. Right in front of us is Byrgenwerth. We made our way through the Forbidden Woods, and that leads us directly to Byrgenwerth. So let's return to the Hunter's Dream. Let's level up, do some housekeeping, and we'll explore Byrgenwerth here.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well, let me...
Okay, we can get one level, then we're going to pop a Blood Echo item, get a second.
Farewell, good mate. Welcome. What? Very well.
We'll put this one into stamina. Or endurance.
Farewell.
Okay, I don't think there's really anything else we can buy at this point. No. Nope, that's pretty much it. Alright, well, we'll go top off our bolt paper. We got plenty of insight. You'll notice we can buy bloodstone shards here now, and now these cold blood flower buds and bloodshot eyeballs are for sale at the insight shop as well, just in case you need them. And not much else here for us that we don't already have, so let's top off our bolt paper, get an extra 3. And I don't know if I've mentioned, there is a weapon durability system in this game, so that's what this repair weapons deal is for. So we'll see our Ludwig's is 189 of 250, so we'll go ahead and repair it. The reason why we haven't really been repairing weapons to this point is because when you fortify, every time that you fortify, it counts as an automatic repair. So if you fortify anything up one level using whatever bloodstones you have or whatever, it's automatically going to bring your weapon back to max durability. So that's a good thing to take note of. So never repair your weapon and then upgrade, because it's really just being redundant at that point. Always just upgrade if you can, and then it'll fully repair your weapon. All right, so we've unlocked Byrgenwerth. We've leveled up. Let's warp back. So Byrgenwerth, surprisingly, is not that large of an area. We're going to get through it pretty quickly, I'd imagine. There really is just like a couple things to see in there. There's a lot of those bug enemies that we just encountered, and you know, they can kind of be a pain, but nothing that's going to cause too much trouble for us. And I'll go ahead and equip our fire. Oh, no, we need to... I shouldn't have done that. We need to leave our bolt paper on because we're going to use bolt paper for the next boss, too. So here's another one. And as I said, you can do a thrust, and they don't like that. The thrust will kind of interrupt their air attack. And these guys drop sedatives. As I mentioned before, sedatives are useful. They're basically the antidote for frenzy. So if you see your frenzy building up and you don't want to take the frenzy damage, all you have to do is use a sedative. And yeah, see that one came up behind us there. He was waiting in the corner. Ugh. I just need to get one more hit off. Come on. There we go. So if you see your frenzy building up and you don't want to take that damage, you can pop a sedative and it'll bring the frenzy meter back down to 0. Okay, so let's see, make sure no one is behind us. So up here, we have another brain sucker. This one has an enhanced move set from the ones that we've faced. I think we've only faced 2 or 3 of them so far, but this one actually has a freeze attack. It's like an arcane, basically, based attack. It's like a blue dot kind of that he shoots at you, and it'll freeze you right in your track. It's similar to what the Witch of Hemwick did, and that allows him to walk up to you and do his grab attack, and he will cost you some insight. Even if you kill him, you don't get that insight back. So I'm going to try to sneak up on him and do a backstab. They're very weak against thrust. They're very dangerous if you fight them head on because, again, they'll stun you and then they'll suck your insight away and do a lot of damage in the process, and it is incredibly frustrating. So I try to sneak up on them as much as possible. So we got Arcane Lake, Arcane Damage Reduction plus 7%. Alright. So, this area, you'll see... We just got this lake in front of us. Way off in the distance, I don't know if you can see, there's like this giant tentacle-looking enemy. We're going to get him in a second because once you move up, you're going to see 2 of these guys run up and drop down on us. And we don't want to be facing these 2 enemies and that one in the back all at the same time. Usually they charge after you immediately. I guess they didn't notice me, and I actually managed to get one of them by themselves. Normally both of them charge at you at the same time, and it's really annoying. But I did manage to get one by himself, it looks like. Is he stuck down there? Sweet. Alright, I'm just do a charge attack. That was much easier than it usually is. Normally both of them approach me at the same time. And when they do, I usually run all the way back up here, all the way pretty much back to the lamp, and I try to isolate them as best as I can, but it is actually very difficult. I just got very lucky there that I managed to lure one over at a time. So where's the other one? There he is. Charge attack, and one shot. So this one, since Ludwig's does have a bit of a longer charge time, you just have to anticipate, like when they're running over to you, that's the time to start the charge attack. The best way to fight this guy is really to run up right next to him. He has this kind of arcane-based fire attack, but if you get right by him, you know, he can't really do much about it. So, as kind of creepy as he looks, the best way to handle him is just to get right next to him. As far as I know, doesn't really have much of a melee attack. He does have some melee attack, but it's not nearly as bad as his projectile. And that he kind of emitted like a vomit attack almost. I don't even know what that blue stuff was, but the best way to get that thing as kind of intimidating as they look, again, is just to run right up to him. So Madman's Knowledge. Great One's Wisdom. So Great One's Wisdom is basically an enhanced version of Madman's Knowledge. It gives you 2 insight points instead of just 1. So we're at the point now where we're going to start getting some Great One's Wisdom instead of just Madman's Knowledge. Alright, charge attack. We were too slow. So you'll see he's doing some damage and causing our Frenzy to build up. And Frenzy continues to build up even after the attack is landed. In this case, if you get hit once, I do not believe it builds it up all the way. But if you get hit twice, you might be in trouble. So yeah, you'll see it's coming back down now, so we're fine. And over here, I believe you got some more sedatives. Yep, 5 of them, to be precise. And as far as the outside area goes, that's pretty much it. This is the shortcut back to where the lantern is. So look at that. We're already back at the lantern, which is right up here. Or is it up? There it is. It's right up there. So if we die and respawn, we just come right down here and we can run straight through that gate and we just cut off everything we just did. So we can open up, or this door is already open, and this takes us inside of the actual building. And there's some stuff in here. You can see there's kind of some lab equipment that I'm just destroying just cuz. And there's a treasure chest for us. Inside is a pearl slug, which is another chalice dungeon item. No use to my knowledge outside of conjuring up the chalice dungeon. So yeah, we got some more lab equipment. And then here's another door that just connects to the other side where we just were. So yeah, that's the bridge where we crossed under. So that's pretty much all that does. So this person is an NPC hunter, hostile to you. No way to befriend this hunter. This hunter is nasty. So she is, I guess, I don't know if she's one of Willem's pupils, but she has a lot of arcane-based attacks. She does a Call Beyond, which we haven't seen that yet in this game. A Call Beyond is a nasty attack. I mean, it could probably close to, if not definitely, one-shot us at this point in the game. And she also does Augur of Abritas, which, as we picked up that item when we were in the Nightmare realm, and I believe I showed it to you, at least what it is. It requires 18 arcane, which we don't have, and it's kind of like a tentacle arm type attack. It's sort of like a thrust attack with these little tentacle arms that come out, and it can stun and parry. So it is something to watch out for. Kind of the cheesy way to fight her is to lure her down and then use the stairs as cover. Otherwise, I just do kind of my typical parry spam routine with her. She is quite difficult. You can't sleep on her. I mean, she might even kill me like 2 or 3 times. She tends to give me trouble. There she is. Oh, can I get a cheap shot on her? Normally, I'm not able to sneak up on her. Normally, she's facing me. I don't know why she's facing away from me. If I get a free visceral attack, this has never happened. I can't believe this. Oh, wow. That has never happened. I don't know why she was facing away from me. All right, I'm just going to get some cheap shots on her right here until my stamina bar runs out. And I already got, like, that. Oh, there's the Augur of Abritas. Oh. Oh. Whew. I almost paid for that cheap shot I took on her. Yeah, she just used Augur on us. You saw those tentacles that came out and stunned us. Fortunately, she didn't chain it with a visceral attack, because that would have been bad. Okay. So what she's using is called the Rosmarinus, and what she just did was a Call Beyond. That's why I hide behind those stairs, because if a Call Beyond hits you, it's bad. And so yeah, that projectile thing that she was using that looks kind of like a bee smoker is called the Rosmarinus. It does arcane damage. It's basically the arcane version of the flame sprayer. I'm having a hard time getting a. Yep, there's a Call Beyond again. Hide behind the. Ooh, one of them still hit me in that case, but managed to avoid most of the damage. All right, come on. Can I? Ugh, there's Augur. And you'll see the damage that thing did to me, Augur. Ugh. Oh, get out. Oh, man. So that's what Augur looks like when you're not. I might be screwed now because she can do a Call Beyond and I'm helpless. Come on. Give me a parry. There we go. All right, I'm going to use this opportunity to run back down the stairs so I can take cover. Oh, she's blocking me. Get away, get away, get away. Okay. Gonna heal up and re-engage my bolt paper. Okay. Come on. Oh, there's a Call Beyond. Ooh, did I interrupt it? Normally you can't interrupt a Call Beyond. At least it's pretty difficult to interrupt. Come on. Oh, there's that Rosmarinus again. Alright, she's almost dead. I can probably just get her normal now. Come on. Oh, she's got a lot of health. No, 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 no! She's got like 1 HP left. All right, we can't screw this up now. There we go. Got her. Ooh, that is a tough fight. I'm not going to lie. If you use this kind of stair tactic to block... Ooh, some blue elixirs. If you use a stair tactic to block a call beyond, it gives you a much better shot. I was having a really difficult time getting the stun on her. Not particularly sure why. But yeah, definitely if you're having trouble with her, don't feel bad about using those stairs as cover to block a call beyond, because it's a very difficult attack to dodge otherwise. And if it gets you cleanly, it just does an insane amount of damage. And it can be very frustrating. So that tactic I just used, don't be afraid to use it. And don't feel bad if you die a few times, because she's the toughest NPC hunter we faced thus far, bar none. Alright, so we got the Byrgenwerth version of the student uniform, and there's a lower note here. The spider hides all manner of rituals, certain to reveal nothing, for true enlightenment need not be shared. There's another note we read way earlier in the game that mentioned the Byrgenwerth spider, and that's actually going to be the next boss that we face. And after beating him, it triggers a pretty monumental shift in the game. When the red moon hangs low, the line between man and beast is blurred, and when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. So this is a very important piece of this game. The red moon refers to the blood moon, and when something about when the blood moon, when the blood moon occurs, it says the blur between man and beast is blurred. So generally, when the blood moon occurs, that's when a lot of people transform from man to beast. Let's see. So got the key. We need that key actually to proceed forward. So this is a place we have to go. Now upstairs you do not have to go, but there's an item that we want up here. So we're gonna go all the way up. And there's another one of these enemies here. So let's take care of it. He missed us, and we got him with our charge attack. And just like that, not too bad. Okay. And inside of this chest we have empty phantasm shell. So this is actually something that I use a decent amount once I have the required arcane for it. It requires 15 arcane and requires 3 quicksilver bullets to use. So once you have the arcane for it, you use 3 quicksilver bullets, and basically what it does is it puts an arcane buff on your weapon at the cost of the 3 bullets, and it essentially acts as a fire paper or a bolt paper, but it's for arcane damage. There's one boss later in the game, actually in the DLC, that's a fire-based boss, so I don't use fire paper on it, and I had to fight him so many times that I ran out of bolt paper, so I was like, what else can I use to buff my weapon? And so I ended up using that item to do it, because I had plenty of quicksilver bullets, and it actually ended up working out pretty well. Okay, so that's it for Byrgenwerth. Oh yeah, then this thing says, and when the great ones descend, a womb will be blessed with child. So when the blood moon rises, it indicates that at least one of the great ones is now closer to the world than normal, and presumably when that happens, a womb is blessed with child. If you remember, one of the other lower notes we read said that the great ones cannot have children within themselves, so they long for a surrogate. And so when the blood moon rises, that's when that whole process happens, and a human is blessed with child via the great ones. All right, so this is a summon we can use to summon Damien of Mensis, and he can help us with this next boss fight. With everything else in this playthrough, I've been doing pretty much everything solo. So this door, you cannot open unless you get that key that we got up there. Let's go on and read the key description, because I think it's somewhat interesting. Key to the lunarium facing the lake on the 2nd floor of Byrgenwerth College. In his final years, Master Willem was fond of the lookout and the rocking chair that he kept there for meditation. In the end, it is said he left his secret with the lake. So if you don't read that item description, you're going to be pretty confused if you don't know what's up ahead. So here is Master Willem chilling in his rocking chair. If you talk to him, you get insight. He doesn't really have much to say, and he literally just sits there. So, as you know, based on this playthrough, I haven't really been killing many of the NPCs, but we're going to kill him because he does nothing for us. He doesn't say anything, no dialogue, and if you kill him... In addition to some blood echoes, you get the eye rune. And what the eye rune does is it increases your item discovery. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Byrgenwerth, a transcription of I, as spoken by left-behind Great Ones, allows one to make additional discoveries. I symbolized the truth Master Willem sought in his research. Disillusioned by the limits of human intellect, Master Willem looked to beings from higher planes for guidance and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. So that was Master Willem. If you remember back from that cutscene that showed Lawrence and Willem kind of having their disagreement, which led to the split between the School of Byrgenwerth and the Healing Church, Master Willem believed that the way to ascend to the higher plane of the Great Ones was by gaining insight, and to him that meant literally lining the inside of his brain with eyes. You'll see that if you notice a lot of characters in this game actually have either their eyes covered or they might be blind, and it's sort of a reference to the fact that in this game people value insight or eyes on the inside of their brain more than they actually value their own eyes that they see with. It's kind of one of the interesting and kind of mysterious and disturbing parts of this game. Okay, so you remember the Lunarium key description. It said the secret lies within the lake. So this is very counterintuitive, but the way forward is actually to jump off this platform and into the lake. This took me a while to figure out in my first playthrough, but it is kind of almost a puzzle, and there's no other way to go except to go through here. In fact, I was so confused, I was almost certain I was going to die if I just jumped into the lake, and I was like, I have nothing else to do, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and if I die, I die, whatever. And then that ends up being the actual way forward. So this ahead of us is Rom, and he is the Byrgenwerth spider that's been alluded to. So when we kill him, it's going to have a pretty large impact on the world. If you remember, the lower note we read at the beginning of the game said the Byrgenwerth spider hides all manner of rituals. One of those rituals is one of the rituals of the School of Mensis, where they're trying to summon the moon. And summoning the moon, of course, blurs the moon descending or the blood moon rising blurs the line between man and beast. And so this is the thing that's keeping all of that from happening, and we're about to go kill it. So let's go ahead and do that. Once you attack it, he's not hostile until you attack him. So his head actually has armor on it, and so if you're going to do any damage to him, you do not attack his head, you have to attack his body. Now these spiders, some people like to go around and kill all of the spiders, and the spiders, similarly, if you attack their head, you don't do much damage. You have to attack their bodies to do any damage. So you see that damage we just did to his body, and they do pack a punch. So and I've only got 8 blood vials. This probably isn't going to end very well. I tend to ignore the spiders just because they get in the way, and it is kind of the more reckless way to approach this boss, but it is the quicker way. And, I tend to be more of a risk taker anyways when playing these games. And so the way to do it is to run around the spider. If they do that dive bomb attack, it is quite lethal. And their attacks do hurt you. The little spiders' attacks do hurt you quite a bit. In this form, in this first phase, I do not believe Rom can hurt you. So really what I do is I just run around the spiders, look for an opening to attack Rom, and then I'll get a few hits in until the spiders come back around, and then I'll run away so I don't get attacked. And then just kind of rinse and repeat. So you do enough damage, what he's going to do is he's going to transport and to a different part of the lake, and there you see he summons more spiders. That's why I don't even bother with killing the spiders, because you can do all that work to kill all the spiders, and then he just summons more, and then it just gets annoying. And so now he has attacks. So when he rolls on his back like that, his attacks do arcane damage, and when he rolls on his back like that, it brings those little ice crystals from underneath the ground. And then when he does that thing where he kind of raises his front, he's summoning the crystals from the sky. The way to avoid the ones from the sky are just to keep running. The way to avoid those are just to keep your distance from them enough. So you run in, get a couple attacks, roll away so you don't take spider damage. Or we did take a little bit of damage there, but not too bad. And now he's doing his arcane attack. So you gotta be aware of his attack cycle. You gotta be aware of the spiders where they're at. I usually just run in, find an opening, get a hit. Oh geez, he's doing his he did his big AoE attack, but fortunately didn't kill us. So let's heal up, and we are low on healing items, but let's see if we can get an attack in. All right, we got one in, so now he's transporting again, and he's going to summon even more spiders in his new location. And so you can see how the time it takes to beat this boss increases substantially if you're going to take the time to kill all these spiders. So now he's summoning the ones from above, so run. And I'm actually going to run straight to him. He's got a good opening to get a couple shots in. And then rinse and repeat. Dodge, get away from him, kind of wait for his next attack. So that's his melee attack. I don't really have a good shot right there. Okay, we can get one in right here. And then run away. That's his AoE. Fortunately, we did not get hit by that. I'm going to re-equip some bolt paper. And there's the attack from above. I'm going to run in and get a hit. I almost got greedy there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, if that had hit us, that probably would have killed us. Alright, if I could pull this off with the limited resources I didn't realize I was coming into this fight with, I'll be quite happy. Alright, so attack from above. Let's get a shot. And there's a lot of spiders. If you're arachnophobic, this is not going to be your favorite fight. Alright. I dodge this attack and run in for another hit here. Get 2 hits. Oh, is he dead? Is he dead? Yes! Alright, we got him. Whew. I was a little worried about that because I didn't realize we went in with such a small supply of blood vials. Alright, so from killing him, we get Kin Cold Blood 12, which I believe when you use that, that's the highest tier cold blood we have, obviously. I believe when you use it, you get 20,000 blood echoes. We don't have... there's no other use for this item, really, just to use it for the blood echoes. So you can pop it, you get 20,000. So save it for kind of when you need it. Okay, so over here, we see this mysterious figure in the white dress. This is Queen Yharnam of the ancient Thumerian civilization. So before kind of modern day Yharnam existed, she was queen of the Thumerians, which was kind of the people who existed long ago. So there's the Blood Moon. We defeated the Byrgenwerth spider who hides the ritual, and the line between man and beast is now blurred. And a womb, presumably, is blessed with child. So you see that she kind of had blood all over her. She was actually the recipient of one of the children of the Great Ones. She was the recipient of the child of Udin, the Great One Udin, if you remember his name from Udin Chapel. And the baby's name is Murgo. Okay, so ritual secret broken. Seek the Nightmare Newborn. So that's our new task, is to seek the Nightmare Newborn. And the Nightmare Newborn happens to be Murgo, the child of that woman we just saw, the child of the Great One Udin. If you look up, we can now see in plain sight the spider that tried to grab us. So that is what is known as a lesser amygdala. So the main amygdala that we fought in the Nightmare Frontier was kind of one of many. And so we have these other lesser amygdalas that are kind of hanging out. And so this was the door that was closed. Remember when that thing grabbed us and warped us to the Nightmare Frontier? This was the door that was closed. The door is now open. So let's see what lay ahead. So these spiders, which were previously invisible to us, are now visible, and that's again because the shroud has been lifted, and we can now see things that were previously unseen. Now, you'll see in this area, we're back in Yahargul Unseen Village, you're going to see a lot of these things just laying around on these buildings over here. So let's activate the lamp, and we're actually going to warp out of here. Whoops. Come on. Alright. Whoops. Alright, there we go. We're going to warp out of here. But yeah, just take a look around. You're going to see, you know, there's another one. There's a bunch of them all around here. And just for grins, after we're done with the healing, or after we're done with the hunter's dream, we'll see something else. First of all, I'm going to top off my bolt paper because we have quite a bit of insight. You'll notice that the music is different in the hunter's dream. So, you know, once the blood moon rises, a lot of things change, including the music in the hunter's dream. You're going to hear that baby crying off in the distance quite a bit. And these are all things that are actually available at earlier points in the game if you have enough insight.
Very well.
Alright, let's give ourselves some vitality. Let's give ourselves some more arcane. And you'll see now our discovery, item discovery is going up from 100 to 103. And we're at level 61. So as I said, a lot of these things that we're noticing that are changing in the environment are actually things that we could have seen before if we had enough insight. So all of the amygdalas hanging on the cathedrals, that one that grabbed us earlier, we'd be able to see it if we had enough insight. And so kind of one of the things with insight is the more that you have, if you recall the name of the item, Madman's Knowledge, kind of the more insane you go. And that's actually the definition of what frenzy is. What frenzy is it's the acquisition of too much insight way too quickly. And so it's the process of you have acquired so much insight in such a short period of time that your body physically can't handle it, and it literally almost explodes because of that. So that's what frenzy is in the game, is it's related to insight. And so now if you look over here, remember that one that tried to grab us earlier, just outside here in the cathedral ward? There it is in all its glory. And again, if you have enough insight, I think it's 30 or 40, probably I think it's 40 actually, you can see these earlier in the game. But again, since we just defeated Rom and lifted the veil, everything is visible to us now, and we see the world as it actually is, not as the way that Rom made it be when he hid things from sight so that people didn't go crazy. And there you hear that baby crying. So let's talk to Ariana here.
Oh, there you are. Forgive me, I'm a bit out of sorts. So, no blood today, I'm afraid.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's doing so hot. Let's talk to the old lady.
Oh, there you are. You're early, dear. Is anything the matter? You can always tell me. Mother will make everything better. What's wrong? Anything you'd like to tell me? Oh my, you poor thing. But don't you worry. This'll help you forget. Forget your troubles. Forget your cares.
So you can tell she's kind of freaking out, and she's medicating herself with sedatives. And if you tell her, hey, I'm freaking out too, she'll give you some sedatives.
Oh, are you in a bind again? Oh my, you poor thing. But don't you worry. This'll help you forget. Forget your troubles. Forget your cares.
So I get more sedatives. You can keep on talking to her. And got some more.
Now.
Okay, so that's it. Let's go and talk to the beggar as well. See if he has anything to say to us.
Oh, the hunter. Alive and well at that. Another one you sent made it here safe and sound. This place is a haven now for so many. Thanks to you. I'm overjoyed, really, that you'd even give me the time of day. I don't suppose there's anybody out there worth saving anymore, but you did all you could. And so many owe you so much. Amazing, really. Not because you're a hunter, but because you're you. Makes me think, once dawn breaks, maybe I can just, start over. Makes it easier to bear all of this, you see. You've made life easier. Thank you.
All right. Got the triumph gesture. So, he's not such a bad guy after all. He just looks creepy. That's it. He's really a good guy. And is very appreciative of the fact that we trust him and have sent all these people here at his cathedral. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to warp to Central Yharnam. And we're going to see some more of the effects of what's going on here. There we go. And we're not going to get to it in this video, but before too long, we're going to check in Yosefka's clinic and see what's going on over there as well. It is quite interesting, with all else that has been changing as well, quite drastically. But first, the line between man and beast is blurred. There's our friend Gilbert. He's fully transformed into a beast. If you couldn't tell, he's been suffering from the scourge of the beast all along, and he just wasn't willing to admit it. But there's our friend Gilbert. He gives us the claw mark rune, and he just kind of bust out of his house, his window right there. So Gilbert is no more, thanks to the blood moon. Alright guys, I think we're going to call it right there. That's going to be the end for this episode. We got ourselves 2 bosses in the bag. We got the Shadows of Yharnam, and we got Rom, the Vacuous Spider of Byrgenwerth. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this journey. I hope you've really been enjoying it. I hope you found this walkthrough helpful, entertaining, informational, all of the above. Please, if you wouldn't mind, join the squad and subscribe to the channel. Also leave a comment and a like. Let me know what you think I'm doing well, what you think I could do better, what you'd like to see more of, and I'd be happy to interact and respond with everyone's comments. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.